Shadow work. No, not something the Lasombra might call their primal practices of oblivion. The New Age term coined by Carl Jung that focuses on battling your inner demons and coming to grips with yourself. Markuss had had enough of shadow work. The centuries-old Tzimisce had focused on improving himself through deep self-reflection for years, and had found nothing but pain and disappointment. Self-reflection is how he fell from his path of enlightenment and landed painfully back within the restrictions of humanity. Thankfully, that was a short-lived phase that was quickly overcome with his dear friend, Xavier. Markuss missed Xavier. For countless years, Markuss had been a staunch follower of the path that his sire had set him down, the path of Cain. He followed this path with vigor and dedication, gleaning what precious lore he could through countless tomes and interviews with countless vampires on all sides of the great jihad. He had even had a few cordial meetings with the great cutthroat Beckett, trading secrets and parting ways like ships in the night. Markuss had even spent a night in the company of Cain's angel itself, the legendary Sachavikos. Never meet your heroes, neonates. They always tend to disappoint. Markuss's sire, the Tailor of Prague, which he had always just called father, taught, first you charm them, then they open their minds and hearts to you. Only then do you sink your teeth in. Such a way with words father always had, Markuss mused. He always believed that father had gained his powers of insight from the special relationship he always held with Clan Malkavian, using them as advisors and seers within his domain. To be honest, Markuss had always held a spot of jealousy within his heart for his father's mastery of demontation, and feared that the elder may, one day, turn those gifts on him. Markuss missed Xavier. Throughout his nights walking the earth and traveling from domain to domain, Markuss had always enjoyed his time in the company of elder Cainites. He was no pup himself, but the stories that he was rewarded with through his efforts always gave him so much more than simple diablerie. Diablerie. The fiend's fangs ached with the thought of the pleasure of the amaranth, the feeling of becoming one with the other, souls melting into one beautiful amalgamation of self. Asya Tahaka. Markuss missed Xavier, though his friend was always with him. Markuss remembered the tryst with the Ravno girl decades back. She was so beautiful and full of mischief. She believed she was taking advantage of a toreador. Markuss smiled to himself. She was so beautiful. He had always had a weakness for dark-haired women. Taking in the soul of that little rogue only became sweeter when he could feel the desperate urging within himself that night back in the summer of 1999. He knew that her great father had fallen, and could feel her rage within himself as the ancient made his final call. How surprised was he to learn that the chimerical powers of the fallen children of Ravno was just a clever combination of the stealthy gifts of obfuscate and the charm of presence. Truthfully, he shouldn't have been surprised to learn this. After all, the flesh-warping gifts taught to him by his sire were nothing but Clan Tzimisce's ability to use their mastery of dominate over their own beasts and demand obedience of their own protean gifts. Yes, Markuss had diablerized many times in his long, long life. Markuss missed Xavier. That damn Salubri. Such an amazing warrior. Such an amazing friend. But Xavier is always with him now, healing him from within and strengthening Markuss with his vitae. Markuss is Xavier.